a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
Sports City Ace, and welcome to Philly Fan Sports. This is a recap of the Eagles versus Bears game. Yeah, it was a way closer game than I actually wanted, but at the end of the day, we did what we were supposed to do. Get the win. Get the W no matter what. No matter how we looked in the first half, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, the question is, what was the final score? So, the final score for the Eagles versus Bears game was 25-20. Jalen Hurts actually really didn't have a great game early in the game, but as the game kind of started to pick up, he ended up having a way better game than I actually anticipated. Kind of going off to his first numbers, because our first half, I think we only, as a team, had like less than 100 yards in the first half, right? Which kind of sounds crazy. But as the game kind of progressed, the game kind of started rolling on. We started to look a lot better, and we just had a little bit more opportunities in the run game and pass game as the game actually went on. Jalen Hurts' passing yards was 315. He actually went 22 for 37, 2 interceptions. Now let's get to the interceptions, right? One interception really wasn't his fault per se. Of course, I mean, you're the quarterback, so you're always going to get the actual interception onto your stat sheet, not the wide receiver or running back, whoever you're throwing the ball to. But one of the interceptions, basically, I believe like Quez Watkins was coming on a deep cross, and he just didn't come all the way, across, and safety ended up coming down. But if he actually ended up running and doing what he was supposed to do, then he would have caught the ball and everything else. It wouldn't have been an interception. But like I said, it goes to the quarterback and not the actual receiver. So for that one, the first initial interception, which Jalen Hurts threw, was actually a deep ball that he tried to throw. I don't know if it was like kind of a scramble drill. And what ended up happening was A.J. Brown was coming across and trying to come down as Quez Watkins was trying to go up the field. So what ended up happening was they were bringing men with them, to that one spot. And the guy ended up, getting an interception. AJ made a tackle and everything else. So 2 interceptions, like I said, which wasn't great. No touchdowns as far as in the passing game. So as far as the running game, Jalen rushed for 17 times for 61 yards and 3 touchdowns, which was great. Miles, he didn't have a great game per se, but he rushed 11 times for 42 yards. And we ended up throwing a screen to Miles, which he ended up having a turnover fumble, which actually gave the Bears a really short field for them to score. I believe like they got the ball back on like the 17-yard line after he fumbled, and they advanced it. So like the 17-yard line, and that really was a big deal, which kind of got the Bears back into the game. Gainwell, really nothing. 3 carries for 5 yards. Quez, he did like some wide receiver sweeps and everything else. 2 carries for 4 yards, so really nothing there. But once the actual offense kind of got rolling and kind of started getting moving, Devontae Smith really was the player of the game as far as offense go, that I'm concerned, right? Because Devontae really got us out of some big spots. He really kind of got our offense moving and kind of getting, because like I said, early we wasn't really doing much in regards to running the ball, really passing the ball, but Devontae Smith really showed us that he is the actual spark for today for the actual Philadelphia Eagles. All right, so he had 5 catches for 126 yards. He had a long of 45. Like I said, that 45 really was the one that really kind of got the offense out of that little sputter that they had and kind of got us moving and doing everything else that we needed to do, right? And AJ had 9 catches for 181 yards, another monster game. And the one touchdown that he should have had, which was a long for 68 yards, he should have had the touchdown, but he got caught. He got caught, I think, like on like the 3 or 4 yard line. I think he was just tired. But he got caught. So, so as an offense today, we didn't look good early, but we ended up doing what we need to do to win the game, like I stated earlier. And actually combined for our total, we ended up coming to 421 yards. As a team on the offense side of the ball, we had 2 penalties for 25 yards, which was great. That was good. Time of possession was 29 minutes and 53 seconds. So it was about even. It really wasn't, that much of a discrepancy. Now, early in the game, in the first half, I believe like we only had the ball for like 8 minutes for the whole entire first half. So for us to actually have 29 minutes and 53 seconds total. That really meant that we dominated really as far as time possession in the second half. All right. So the defense. Let's get to the defense. And the defense really did a really good job. Even though, like I said, they gave up quote unquote 20 points, but it wasn't just all the defense. Like I said, we had a few turnovers on the team, and that actually gave them some short field, right? So our defense had 6 sacks today and 1 turnover, right? This week, to be honest with you, man, if Reddick isn't the actual defensive player of the week, I don't know what's going on. This guy was a straight, complete animal. Like, everybody can talk about Michael Parsons, and everybody can talk about whoever else they want to talk about, Bosa and everybody else, but man, Hassan Reddick is putting in work. He is in the upper echelon of pass rushes, and he was just giving the straight business to the left tackle, to the tight end. They was chipping. They actually sent the running back his way. Like, they were really trying to give him as much help on that side as possible. And Hassan Reddick, actually, to be honest with you, man, he should have had at least 4, maybe 4.5, 5 sacks today. But he only ended up with 2 sacks, and he also ended up with a fumble recovery, right? But, man, he was giving them work, all right? Also, Hargrave had 2 sacks. Sweat had 2 sacks. And, man, like I said, the defensive line, we were getting beat. I'm not even going to lie to you, man. We were getting not dominated, but they were getting the better on us in regards to what they were running, because the Bears run more than any other team because, of course, they have Justin Fields, and they didn't have none of their starting wide receivers. I believe like their tight end was hurt. Like, they just was a beat-up, bang-up team, and they also had another wide receiver, St. Brown, that got hurt in the game as well. So they just didn't have the receivers to even try to do anything. So they just were like, you know what? Let's just scrap it. We just going to run, do some more running, right? Big play, Slade gave up a big play today, which kind of surprised me, but I can understand why. But at the same time, you big play Slade, you just can't give up these gimme wide open touchdowns. It was on a play where Justin Field actually rolled to the right. He looked like he was actually going to go past the line of scrimmage, but he didn't. He kept kind of like moving forward. And the whole entire defense tried to collapse down on him, and Slade just let his man just go up the field for their last touchdown. So, like I said, it wasn't your regular just kind of he just got beat on a route kind of situation, no, but he still got beat for a wide open touchdown when that was your man. You get what I'm saying? So I gotta, give the good with the bad. So defense today, man, y'all still did a great job overall, what I'm saying, in regards to kind of keeping everything together for us today, and really kind of working and doing everything else that you guys needed to do to keep the game close. Because like I said, early in the game, man, we were getting worked. We basically, like I said, had eight minutes of possession in the first half, and kind of was getting beat up basically. But defensive line, linebackers played great. We brought some blitzes. We brought a lot of corner blitzes. And I can understand why, when you have a running quarterback who isn't throwing the ball because he don't have the receivers, you just bring pressure from everywhere. So great job defense. All right. So now I want to get to the special teams, right? Special teams today, they did a good job. I can't. This is really like the third week that the special teams has really kind of has really been working. So today, Boston Scott kick return, 3 returns for 92 yards. He flipped the field on us coming back out for a long of 58. Jake Elliott, he made 1 field goal, but he missed 1. He was 50% today in regards to special teams and everything else. So as a team today, was it our best game? No. Was it a game that I felt like we would be tested as a team defensively? I really felt this would have been a great defensive test more than offensive, because the Bears' defense is literally at the bottom of almost every statistical category known to man as far as defense goes, right? So I felt like offensively we probably should have put up 40-plus points, but, they came to play. You always get team's best shot when you're, quote-unquote, the number 1 team or the best team or whatever. You're going to get that every week, all right? So that's where we were, but as a team today, we got the W. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't what I would like or the way I would like it, but guess what? I will take it, okay? Now, on to some other news for the day, right? Dallas lost. So yes, so hey, that's all that we care about, right? Was the fact that Dallas lost today. So instead of us having to really more or less worry about them trying to chase us, of course, we still have, play Dallas, play the Giants, and play the Saints to close out, right? But in regards to them winning the division, I didn't feel like they was going to win the division anyways because we was going to beat them next week and just kind of finish the season off with probably one loss. I might can see a second loss, but that's only because we might just sit everybody, I believe, in the Giants game. So I could have seen us with two losses instead of just a one loss. So yeah, Dallas lost to the Jags today, 40-34. They actually was up at one point by 17 points. And they went to overtime with the field goal by the Jags to tie it up 2-34, and Dak ended up throwing a pick six, which was actually tipped by one of his players into Jags defender's hand. Took that bad boy to the house. Night, game over. See y'all next week in Dallas. All right. So yeah, man. So I'm ready for Dallas. This is Dallas week. I think that this loss by Dallas kind of took a little bit of luster off of that game because everybody was kind of overlooking the Jags and overlooking the Bears to just kind of get to the Eagles and Dallas game. So that game's on Christmas Eve, but it is what it is, and on to kick Dallas ass in Dallas. So, last game they talked about, hey, you guys ended up beating the backup quarterback. Well, guess what? Your quarterback is here. We're going to be ready, Michael Parsons. We coming directly at you. We're going to run directly at you, and I just feel like we're going to win. So that's just how I feel about it. But today was a win. Was it a pretty win? No, but a win is a win is a win in the National Football League. So, hey, like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And this is Philly Fan Sports. And I definitely appreciate you guys. Also, like I said, thank you guys again. And let's get this thing to 1,000 subscribers. And let's do what it do. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Peace.